Okay, doing something a little different today. I have to go in and change the thumbnail because the thumbnail caught me when I had the phone sideways. So I'm outside. It's an absolutely beautiful day. So I thought I would sit here in my garden. And let's get the grill out of the way. There we go. Okay. All right, that's better. Hey, Lisa D, how are you? Nice to see you as well. Thanks for being here on a Sunday night. So, yeah, I'm doing something just a little different. So I'm actually going live from my phone, and I'm going to pull this up though on my computer. My sideways picture. More shorts on my garden. Yes. Okay, great. I'm glad you like them. So I did a whole bunch of stuff today. So I'll do some shorts today, but I thought I'd walk you guys around and show you what I have going on. Hey, Paula, other Paula, how are you? Nice to see you again. Long time no see. Sparkling water. So, yeah, good to see you. So I'm just trying to I want to see the chat because the way my phone is here, it's going to be easier. So I did this once before where I put up the thumbnail, I scheduled the live, and I was having technical issues with my computer, which I still am. I can't get my actual, like my webcam doesn't have the right cord to go into this computer, or the computer doesn't have the correct jack. So I can't, if I schedule it, I can't get it. I haven't figured out how to pick it up from my phone. So I just went live. I'm going rogue, right? So I didn't schedule it at all. So now I'm actually going to read the comments here because they're disappearing on my phone and I have my computer in front of me. So, I'm motivating you to get back in the garden. Excellent. Good. What do you want to start planting? I got most of my plants in today. Not my flowers. I've got to get the flowers in, but I got most of the vegetables in, but I need to expand the garden. I have too many plants and not enough garden space, and I still want to plant more. I have a whole tray right here that I can see. Those are just herbs that I planted from going rogue. Yes. That I planted from seed that they're doing okay. I always have trouble. This is why I don't do seeds, because I've always had difficulty with seeds. But I do have some endive, some frisee. That's coming up okay. I think maybe once I get that in the garden, I'm gonna let it keep going. I'm not gonna toss them yet. I have bok choy growing. I've got some tomatoes in here that they're sketchy. They might make it. We'll see. So I haven't given up hope here yet. The carrots went completely wilted. So I don't know what's going on with them. So I'm gonna let a few more people get in here and then we'll do a little tour around. And let's see. So Lisa says mostly do tomatoes and peppers, and sometimes peas, green beans, carrots, and radishes. Yeah, you know what? Now that you say that, I always do this. I buy seeds and then I forget where I put them. So now that you said that, I actually have the giant radish seeds. So I need to find those. And I have golden beets. I've been wanting the golden beets. And carrots, okay. Maybe that's why, I don't know. But they're pretty wilty and leggy. So I would be concerned if I threw them into the ground, if, once they got up a little bit, then the rain would come and I don't know, it's like the wind is gonna blow them over. So, so let's see, the last four best sown directly: peas, green beans, carrots, and radishes. Okay, well that's what I was gonna do was sow the, oh, hold on, let me get the volume down here. Sow the radishes in directly. I do have my snap peas going, and those are doing amazing from seed. And then I put them in the ground and they went. So I don't know if they're going to come back, but maybe that's what you're saying, is that I should sow them in directly. Beets are so good for you, but I just can't. You can't do it? Why can't you do it? It's the golden beets so golden beets, and then there's another one, and I call it a candy cane beet. It's like red and white. You just slice into it and it's like red and white striped inside, and those are amazing as well. Once I discovered golden beets, I don't even want to do a regular beet anymore, because they're too, like, they taste like dirt. Anyway, if you're watching, please go hit the thumbs up button. I would certainly appreciate it. Got 4 of you on and no thumbs up, and if you could, that would be amazing. Thank you. Yeah, the golden beets are incredible, and in fact, yeah, they taste like dirt. Use a tomato cage for peas. Well, I've got a trellis. I've got a really good trellis over there. But I don't know. I'm trying to train them to go up, so we'll see. So the golden beets are sweet. Oh my gosh, they're sweet. So in the fall, what I do with those is I take those, I go to the farmer's market and I'll buy them by like a half bushel. And in fact, 25 pound bags. Yeah, I buy them in a 25-pound bag. In fact, I still have some from the fall that are in my outside fridge that have just overwintered beautifully. So I still have those, but, oh yeah, my God, beets are great for smoothies too. So the golden beets, I take those and I roast them, and then take the skin off, and then I chop them up and toss them with a little bit of olive oil, some sea salt, garlic, cinnamon, and a dash of maple syrup. And I throw it into, and I put some smoked paprika. And I put them in my dehydrator, and it tastes like candy. It tastes like fruit leather. It's so good, and they're so healthy for you. The problem with them is I can't stop eating them. So I guess there are worse things I could eat that I couldn't stop eating. So yeah. But I can't find those candy stripe ones. I just blew your mind. Golden beet, yeah, look those up. They're amazing. And then, like I say, the candy stripe ones. Let me look those up. I'm calling them candy stripe. I don't know. Candy stripe beets. Let's see what they're actually called. They're beautiful. They're called Chioggia. Chioggia beet, and they're just gorgeous. So yeah, they're literally like pink and white, like a dark pink and white stripe. Yeah, really beautiful. They're called candy cane beets, candy stripe beets, or Chioggia beets. Concentric pink and white rings inside when cut open. It's an heirloom beet, has a pleasant Swiss chard flavor that is minerally sweet and earthy all at the same time. I don't know. That sounds a lot like a regular beet, doesn't it? I think I'd rather go for the regular golden beet. So yeah, so we're doing that. So today, what am I gonna make? Oh wait, let me get over there. So let's see. You don't do beets, Lisa. Okay. At all? Not even after describing the golden beets and how I would bet you, if you tasted my dehydrated golden beets, number one, you wouldn't even know it was a beet, and it would taste like candy, and they're chewy like fruit leather. They're amazing. So I would bet if I gave you some of those, I could get you to eat a golden beet, or a beet in general. I'm gonna turn Paula into a convert. Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, and the thing is, beets are just so darn, they're so healthy for you, and they help clean the blood, basically. They help with liver, they help with your kidneys. They're just so potent with nutrients, and they increase nitric oxide production in the body, which is good for cardiac health. So beets are really, really good for, you know, if you have any kind of cardiovascular issues, any vascular issues, like let's say, you know, like even varicose veins, you know, anything like that, any circulatory, anything like that. Beets are going to be excellent for that, cardioprotective, basically. Yeah, so Lisa says she's definitely looking to eat more nutrition. Beets will do it. They're powerful. And then, but if you can put them in smoothies raw. If you're new to beets, just be very mindful if you put them into a smoothie, because they can clean you out very quickly. So you will be finding a restroom very quickly. So just be mindful of that when you drink beet juice. I do love it, but I love it mixed with carrot, apple, and beet are my favorites. And those, usually there's not enough beet in there to give you that kind of a run to the bathroom. But, you know, hey, if you're constipated, which so many people are, you could actually drink a little bit more beet juice. You could do that yourself and make some beet juice and drink that. Just stay close to home. But it could definitely get things moving. It's just so good. Oh, how about the greens? That's a great question. So beet greens, we grew up in that in my Lebanese household. We were eating beets and beet greens all the time, and my mom would saute them with onions and garlic, and we loved the beet greens, and we'd just take them and, you know, shove them into a piece of pita bread, and that was, we'd have it as a snack, we'd have it as part of a meal. So beet greens are excellent. So if you buy beets, I always suggest make sure you buy them with the tops on them, and then just chop them up and saute them up. I definitely suggest, though, excuse me, when you cook them, saute your onions and garlic first. Chop up the stems, leave the leaves for last, because they can get pretty wilty, you know, like overcooked spinach. So by the time the stems are cooked, it's going to be too long in the pan for the leaves. So cook your stems first with your onions and garlic, and then you can put your leaves in last, let them wilt up a little bit, and oh my gosh, so good. And you could throw that, you know, over rice. You could throw it over a pile of lentils. In fact, that's often how we ate it. You know, we grew up pretty poor, so beet greens, lentils, rice, all very inexpensive food sources. And my mom, you know, we didn't realize we were poor because the food we never had, you know, food was always a delicacy. We were always eating gourmet, you know, with my mom's cooking. So it was pretty amazing. So Lisa says you went to your PCP, you had your A1C 7.2 still. He suggested putting a third dose of metformin. This is why, you know, I want food to be my main source of nutrition. Yeah, and cabbage can make you run too. I've recently heard that you can use most root veggies. Yeah, you can, and even radishes. You can take your radish greens and wash them real good and throw them into a salad. So don't throw away the radish greens. Those are really healthy too. And you bring up a really good point, Lisa, is that 75% or more of chronic diseases today are lifestyle related, which means that you have the power to change it. And so when you go to the medical doctor and all they're doing is giving you medication and saying, here, take this for your disease of lifestyle, instead of helping you figure out how to eat differently, how to live differently, what should you add into your diet, what should you eliminate in your diet. And it's really interesting, if you guys are hanging out over on Instagram, there's a lot of shade throwing going on over there with a lot of the nutritional experts. Okay, now, I don't mean to air quote that they don't have credibility, and I did a video on this a couple weeks ago, I think, and the video was, what do I eat in a day? Because you're seeing a lot of this stuff. What do these people eat in a day? And, oh, that reminds me, because you guys were on Friday night when I made my shrub. I'll go get that and show you. But anyway, I digress. So what do these gurus eat in a day? Well, I wanted to do a video for what do I eat in a day, because a lot of people will ask me that. And the truth is that it doesn't really matter what I eat in a day. And it's not that I don't want to share with you. I'm happy to share with you what I eat in a day. But like there's Dr. Scott Berg. Now he's got some good stuff. I don't know if I cut myself. I should make sure I don't have any ticks on me. I was in the brush today. Anyway, so he's got some stuff on his page that's really good. And then he did this "What do I eat in a day?" video, and he basically, and you guys will have to go look it up on YouTube, Dr. Scott Berg, what he eats in a day, and he starts off and he does his coffee with a pound of butter in it. I don't know, and he eats like sausages, and I don't even know. Like I watched the whole video in awe of the fact that what he's eating is an evolution of what he's done for himself over the years. And that works for him. Sorry, something flew in my eye. That works for him. The problem is how he eats. Like, who cares how he eats? Let's figure out what you need to eat, because I watched that video and I thought to myself, I'm never going to eat like that. What the heck? Like, it's not inspiring. And then there's my boy. I don't know what he's got in his, he's got his little stuffed animal over there. Yeah, Dr. Berg. So he's a huge keto guy. And then you've got what's his name? The medical doctor who's the big carnivore guy. It's probably the same. Yeah, I think he's big keto. Yeah, because he's doing bulletproof coffee every day, and then tons of meat, which I'm not opposed to meat at all. Like, I eat meat literally almost every day. In fact, if I eat a vegetarian meal, I don't feel fully satisfied, not from a hunger perspective, but there's something in my brain that tells me that I needed animal protein. But that's my body, right? So, and honestly, and then you have vegans who are like, this is what I eat in a day. And vegans are like, no, you can get all of your protein from lentils or whatever. And all these extreme diets, all these experts who are giving you all these extreme examples, number one, it's going to be very difficult for any average person who's just trying to figure out, like Lisa, just trying to figure out how to get off metformin. You're just trying to figure out where to start. Are you really going to go and eat what Dr. Berg eats in a day? Or, oh gosh, I can't remember the other guy's name. I do like his stuff. I follow him on Instagram, and I follow him on his podcast. I'll think of it. Let's see. Anyway, so that was the inspiration for my wanting to do a video that says, what do I eat in a day? Because again, and I'll tell you, I'll run it down real quick for you. So I usually fast, I intermittent fast, and I will, I'll vary that in the week. So, and there's so much confusion about fasting, and some of it says, oh, you don't get benefit unless you do a 3-day water fast. Some of it's like, no, you get benefits of fasting at 12 to 16 hours. Like there's, Ken Berry. Yes, Lisa, that's who it is. Yes, Ken Berry, Dr. Ken Berry. And he's a medical doctor. What you got? Let me throw this for you. So Ken Berry's a big carnivore guy. And is he carnivore? I think he's keto carnivore. He's kind of shifted. So he tells people to eat beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. That's how, and he's helped a ton of people get off their, Paula says hi, Bentley. He's helped a lot of people, get off of metformin or get off of their medications or reduce heart attacks, or he's helped, quite a few people. All these people have. So I know he's a sweet boy. But again, we got to look at the average person who's just trying to get started. And I started telling you what I eat in a day. Okay, so I fast. So there's that confusion, right? So what's a good amount of fasting? And there's some studies that say, well, you don't get benefit unless you do 24-hour fast once a week, or a 3-day fast, and then some studies say 12 to 18 hours you get fasting benefits. So there's all the confusion. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. Now, I fast because I find it helps me to, when I compress my feeding window, they call it. So it's time restricted eating, time restricted feeding. So let's see, Maria Emmerich and Halle Berry have been doing it most of their lives. Been doing what, fasting? Or let me get back over to the chat over here. So I fast because it helps me to, I don't snack. I was never a snacker, but if I don't eat until later in the day, then I'm very much controlling calorically what I'm eating. Helps me maintain weight. It helped me lose weight. So it also, obviously it helps with autophagy, which is like your cleaning up of all the garbage in your body, all the cells, the cellular damage, and it helps your body to clean up. Sometimes I get energy from it, and then sometimes though, I'll go into a day and I'll be like, oh man, I'm tired and I'm hungry. And so women have to be really careful with fasting. The keto type stuff. Oh, got it. Oh, Halle Berry is a type 1 diabetic. Okay. So if you think about, women, we are on a 28-day cycle, and it doesn't matter if you're postmenopausal, you're still on a 28-day cycle. Men are on a 24-hour cycle hormonally. So this is why too, keto is horrible for women. Now, I know, and you're saying Halle Berry's been doing keto most of her life. Sarah Gottfried, if you don't know who she is, she's brilliant. She was the chief science officer for Metagenics Midwest, or Metagenics, which is the supplement company that I use, that I've done multiple certain certifications from. And Sarah Gottfried, I was listening to one of her podcasts one time talking about women and keto, because I had attempted keto because I had so many patients asking me about keto. And so I always want to put myself through whatever it is, so that if I'm going to recommend it, I know what to expect and I can guide you that much better. So keto was big, really popular. When it first came on the scene, this was maybe, 3, 4, 5 years ago or so. And so I went 6, 8 weeks, something like that. And I was an emotional train wreck. Like, I was having massive not mood swings, but like crying for no reason. I was having heart palpitations. I wasn't sleeping. Like, I literally felt depressed by being on a keto diet. Now, I also studied it to know how do you do a keto diet? What do you do? I was guided by other people who knew how to do a keto diet. So, I had all my food, my macros and everything all measured out. And, I didn't go into keto flu because I was taking ketogenic salts. Like, I knew what I was doing, and yet that's still how it affected me. So I'd always wondered, why, what is it about that? And I remember I called up a girlfriend of mine who's also a nutritionist, and I just said, F keto. I didn't say F, I said the other word. And I go, this is complete BS. I didn't say BS, I said the other thing. And I said, this is complete BS. And I said, why would anyone put themselves through this? I said, I feel completely awful. Now, the ketogenic diet came about many, many years ago and it helped people with seizures. That's really where the research for keto came from, to help with seizures. So, then they figured out it's great for weight loss, but I have to tell you, it did not feel good. So if you've done keto, and then some people will say, oh, they're like, oh, I'm keto. And I would say most people say they're keto and aren't really keto because they're just doing high amounts of protein with fat and eliminating carbs. Well, if you don't have your protein ratios in check, you're not going into ketosis. So, it's really interesting. So people think they're doing keto and they're not really doing keto. But anyway, so Sarah Gottfried had said that keto clinically really only works for about 50% of women because of our 28-day cycle. And that it works for about 95% of men because of their 24-hour cycle. So we have to really give ourselves the grace and the awareness that our hormones are really going to affect. We're so cyclic beings as women, and so we can't do the things that men will do and get the same results. This is like the same people who are like, I'm working my ass off trying to lose weight, and my husband's eating Reese's peanut butter cups and dropping weight like nobody's business. It's because of the hormonal cycle. So we cannot compare ourselves to men when it comes to that. So keep that in mind with your frustration level, and that, going on to a ketogenic diet would not be I don't even recommend it. I have patients who will ask me, and I'll say there's far better ways to accomplish getting healthy than a ketogenic diet. And if we just started to eliminate processed carbohydrates, increase fruits and vegetables, and just go with lean meats, then we are 80 to 90% there, right? So eliminate toxic foods like soda consumption, even gum chewing. It's so highly toxic. So I'll go back into what I eat in a day in a second. I'm gonna read the comments. So Paula says, I just know I have a hormonal imbalance. See my doc Tuesday. We'll get whole chem panels. Yeah. And then Paula, we can even set up an appointment too, because I can go through that with you from a functional medicine perspective. And so let me know what your medical doctor is going to do, and then I can take it from there. So Lisa says, I know people on YouTube who've been doing keto for years now. They don't look different, same weight, really. I know, because I don't think they're honestly doing keto, right? My brother, he was like, I'm doing keto. And I said, oh, what are you doing? And he was taking, so he was doing fat and protein, low carb. And then he was basically taking keto salts. And I'm like, well, keto salts can put you into ketosis, but if you're eating too much protein, you're not going to go into ketosis, and then you're going to feel like complete garbage. And I make sure he likes to eat my raspberry plant. So Lisa also says, I've made small changes over several years, and they've stuck. 90% water, less bread. Yet, if you can just start to eliminate the processed foods, processed carbohydrates, and honestly the grains. I don't I'm not a big rice person. I love potatoes. Like potatoes would be, potatoes are my guilty pleasure. But rice, pastas, I don't do any of that stuff. In fact, dinner tonight was, I did a big pile of coleslaw, shredded the cabbage, I put apple cider vinegar in there with a little bit of, I have some ginger vinegar, put a little bit of that in, some olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, that's it. And I Applewood smoked a pork shoulder on Friday, or was it yesterday? It was yesterday. And I had put that on top of the coleslaw, and then also did black beans in my my pressure cooker with just tons of onions and garlic, and jar of my salsa, and that I just layered all of that together. That was dinner. So I guess the beans are carbohydrates. So but healthy, a lot of fiber in your beans. So yeah, but I don't do, I just, like, why put it over rice? Rice is a filler. I would prefer to fill my belly with the nutrient dense foods, like, hey, get out of there. He likes to eat the chives too. So Paula says, absolutely, yeah, you'll let me know, and you don't want to take hormones. Yeah. I don't blame you. I'm exploring some options with hormones because it's interesting. Again, it's another interesting place. I get a lot of requests. What do I think about, certain types of treatments? The big thing now is the testosterone pellets for women, which seem to be having a pretty incredible effect. So I'm looking into that, a little more research into that, so I'll keep you posted on that. So Lisa says, pasta is my weakness, unfortunately. Yeah. So you can buy pastas, you can buy like lentil pastas. I know if you're a pasta fan, especially if it's like homemade pasta, it's like trying to eliminate cream in your coffee and replace it with like almond milk, right? It just isn't gonna work. But you could try. There's a lot of actually really good high protein pastas not made from gluten. So you could try that. Like the potato pastas, again, gonna be super high carbohydrate, but there's black bean pasta. I've had that. It's kind of rubbery. It's okay, but yeah, like I say, it's kind of rubbery. So, but just try them, play around and see if you can find a better source, something that actually has, some high protein in it that isn't gluten. Yeah, the testosterone. So have you heard of the testosterone pellets? So I've had a bunch of blood work done recently because I'm trying to, see where I'm at, get a baseline. Yeah. So as I get more information, I will roll that out to you because I think that's a really important piece for, pre and post menopause, as women with our estrogen levels, estrogen, the beauty of having estrogen is that it keeps our skin tight and taut. It, helps. It's basically like the best anti-inflammatory and the best anti-aging drug or, hormone that we could ever have is estrogen. So when we go through menopause, our ovaries stop making estrogen and our adrenal glands, and our adrenals always make a little estrogen anyway, but the ovaries stop, and I don't really know if they completely stop, but certainly if you've had a hysterectomy, you definitely don't have ovaries to produce that. So you're relying on your adrenal glands to produce estrogen. And the problem then becomes then women are super stressed out, and then the adrenal glands don't work properly and they fire at the wrong time, and you wake up at 2 a.m. and you can't get back to sleep, and these are all adrenal stress issues, and then estrogen doesn't know when to fire either. So if we can get to the process of estrogen, so this is where yeah, I hear you, Miss Paula. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, so if we can get to the problem of estrogen, like as estrogen's declining and come in and start with some type of bioidentical replacement, and again, there's still, and this is something, is it right for you? I don't know. But these are, I'm looking at all of these different options as a way to learn for myself and be able to bring you the information. So then you can actually make a decision for yourself. So let's see. Lisa says, pretty sure I don't have any hormones left. Paula says, must be running dry. We all know what that means. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and that's why you said, I hear you, Miss Paula. Got it. Okay, I'm going to go back and read the thread. Yeah, it's crazy. So I did develop a personal lubricant called Butta for Play, Butta for FOR Play. And I will have my shipment of Butta for Play. I think I'll have it this week. So there is, if you go to buttaforplay.com, you can actually place an order there, and it's a wonderful, wonderful personal lubricant. It's amazing. Oh yeah, there's Dr. Paula and Miss Paula. Yeah, there you go. I know everybody calls me Miss Paula too, so yeah. Yeah. So, so you wonder about your thyroid. So the other thing too, Paula, with your thyroid is that you've got to get that checked, and your primary, when you go to your primary, if he or she is doing labs for you this week, or make sure they order a thyroid panel. Most medical doctors will only order TSH, which is thyroid stimulating hormone, which is released from the anterior pituitary in the brain. So it goes from here, it goes to the thyroid, it gets converted and gets converted back. There's a feedback loop. There's T4. It goes from T4, gets converted from TSH into T4 and then back to T3. And then there's the feedback loop is if there's too much thyroid hormone in the body, then there's this thing called reverse T3. So it pulls it out. It stops, it basically stops the conversion from happening. I know it's kind of confusing, but I should probably put that on a whiteboard so you all can follow that. But it's the conversions. So if you only do TSH, then you're only checking the anterior pituitary, which this requires selenium from the brain and for that process. But then when you get here, this is where these conversions require like magnesium and iodine and several other different cofactors. So if you don't do a thyroid panel, you don't know what's happening when it comes down here and converts. And then of course it goes from here and it feedbacks back loops with the adrenals. So there's actually, it's called the hypothalamic up here, thyroid, the HPA axis, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. So it goes from the brain to the adrenal to the thyroid to the, I'm confusing myself now. Anyway, it goes from here to here to here, and it goes back. It's this big feedback loop. And so most medical doctors are only checking one small sliver of the whole process. And if you don't understand what the whole cascade is, you're going to miss so much of it. So make sure when you go that they do a full thyroid panel on you, and not just TSH, please. Because this is also, I'll get patients that will come and want to work with me for functional medicine, and they'll bring me their labs and their doctor only checks TSH, and they go, oh yeah, your thyroid's fine. You only check TSH. And then I said, well, I'm sorry, I have to send you back for more labs, and we have to do a complete thyroid panel to actually know, is your thyroid doing well? It is impossible to know that with only TSH. So if your doctor is only checking that, please be aware. Lisa says, I've been on Synthroid levothyroxine for 20 plus years. So I think Armor is bioidentical. So that would be something that I would, probably try to convert to if you can get off the synthetics. And then also though, most of my patients who are on thyroid medication, when they go to have their levels checked, their doctor only checks TSH. You're on thyroid medication, like check the whole freaking cascade. It's your insurance is still going to cover it, and who cares if it doesn't? We've got to make sure, this is ultimately about you and making sure that you are healthy. And this is where so much gets missed, is that medical doctors don't often know what are all the labs they should be ordering. And so much gets missed. So you still go and you're like, yeah, I'm still really tired. I'm not sleeping well. Maybe you're moody. Maybe you're having symptoms of menopause or PMS or something like that. And they're like, no, you're fine. Your hormones are fine. And there's such a wide range there, and they're not checking fully and deep enough to be able to give you a complete answer on what's actually happening there. So push for that. And if they don't, and let me know, and I can order those labs. So Paula says, yes, I will. Thank you. I have 2 nurse sisters, so I have a tiny bit of knowledge. Perfect. Good. Yeah. So, and again, making sure that your sisters, you can bounce this information off of them as well. The nurses who come to me are very much holistic minded. And so they are definitely on board with making sure that we have, complete panels. So, okay. Lisa says, I live quite far from you. Maybe you can help me find somebody. So I do a lot of my functional medicine by Zoom. So solve that problem for you. There you go. And then for labs, I send people to LabCorp, which they're all over the country. And then the results just get sent to me. There's other labs that I do that are urine tests that I just send you the kit, and you do that at home, send it in. So a lot of really great ways to work together and be able to get you on track. So yeah, so keep that in mind. And if you haven't had labs done at all, then you might want to go ahead and just get a baseline, right? So so get out there and, especially if you're premenopausal. Now, oftentimes too, hormones, and again, this is where functional medicine is very different from traditional medicine, is that they'll, take your hormone levels and they'll look normal. The ranges for hormones are crazy. It's like 20 to 300 or something. It's like, it doesn't even make sense that you can have a range that wide. So, so functional medicine docs we have ranges that are acceptable. We tighten those ranges up. So, so I have one from 10 days ago. Oh, got it. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So we could do a consultation. I usually, when I do a consultation, if you have any labs, I like to see those ahead of time. So, so we have all of that information. If you go to my website, so drop that here for you. There is, it says contact us, and back over my page. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I just dropped that link there for you. Yeah, so hormones are interesting. It's again, finding what works for you. So Blue Cross Blue Shield Anthem and an HSA, Lisa says. So typically with functional medicine, that's out of pocket, and but you can use your HSA account to pay for those services. In fact, the HSAs are great because you can use the money in your HSA to pay for services that your insurance doesn't cover, and insurance doesn't cover functional medicine. You found me on a map. You live on Grand River. Like, how crazy is that? How many miles are you from me? I know you said you're in Brighton, but yeah, you can't be far at all. And Lisa, you're in Sterling Heights. This is so crazy. Oh my gosh, we could have I could have like a little retreat or a little workshop or something, and have and invite everybody. How fun would that be? Yeah. If you all are not following me, so in the about section, I think it's in the about section on YouTube, is where I'm going to double check that. But that's all the ways to stay connected to me. I'm going to go check and see, because I think I know I filled it out. I just want to see where it's at. Yeah. So if you go to the about section, you'll see my website's there, my Instagram, my Facebook business page, and my 2 Facebook pages and LinkedIn, of course. So so you can go and follow me there. And yeah, I would love, in fact, that's one of the things that I'm putting together is workshops on, how do we just get started healthy eating. There's a kitchen, certified kitchen, not far from my office, and I want to do like cooking classes and bring people in and talk about healthy eating. And I have a friend of mine who teaches how to be more joyful in life. And I think that Lisa says that was very sweet. Oh my gosh, so Paula's 10 minutes from me. That's awesome. And Lisa says, that would be awesome. I trust you and I like you. That's huge for holistic things. Thank you so much. That's my goal, is to, hey, Peaceful Penguin, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, I really appreciate that compliment, Lisa, because that's the goal, is I want to be able to educate people and get people, you've got to trust me. I mean, that's, I'm not saying like, you've got to trust me, not saying it like that, but if you don't trust me, then what good is anything I say, basically. Which is why, again, I go back to earlier when I was talking about all of these gurus who are like, what I eat in a day, and, you should eat a side of beef every day. It's not going to work for everyone. So I try to be realistic, as realistic as possible, to help you get to where you need to go. So I still never finished what I eat in a day, but I'll get there. Yeah, so you'll gag and drag your husband too. Okay, great. That sounds great. How are you, Peaceful Penguin? Nice to see you. Your jelly in my backyard. I do have shade. Yes. Listen, I lost so many mature trees. If you've seen any of my previous videos, I lost a lot of mature trees. So see that tree right there. They used to, that whole line there used to be big trees like that, all came down. In the back of my yard here, there was tons of trees, and along the back, and that storm took everything down. So that's why I'm planting a food forest, a food garden. So yeah, so let's see, and yeah, I'm just planting a bunch of food out here. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a little walk around and show you what's going on. So so finishing what I eat in a day, I think I just told you what I had for dinner tonight. I might do a shake. I like my shakes. I do Metagenics. They have a liver powder, it actually helps to detoxify the whole body, which is amazing. Helps with gut health, and it's protein. I throw some collagen in there. I throw some fresh cacao powder, and what else do I throw in there? Like turmeric. I guess that should be a video, right? So I love my shakes. I probably do, 3 or 4 shakes a week, but I'll do them a little later in the day. Or like I said, if I get up in the morning and I'm feeling really hungry, that tells me like blood sugar's off. Oftentimes if you're having like PMS symptoms and you're having cravings, your progesterone can be, that's usually when you're on your progesterone phase, right? So progesterone's kicking in. Progesterone loves sugar. So, that whole system is run with blood sugar. So, sends those cravings because it requires more glucose to function, I guess is a better way to say that. So if you're finding yourself that you have a lot of cravings, around, cyclically, and again, even if you're through menopause, if you still have cyclic cravings, then that's a progesterone issue. That's a hormonal issue. So we can, need to try to work on that and get that stabilized. So Peaceful Penguin, you're sick today with a sore throat and a headache all day. Wanted to plant seedlings, so not feeling well enough. Yeah, I got my seedlings done. Yes, that's why you crave, Paula. Yep. So you crave for 2 reasons. You crave because progesterone is on the rise during that time of the month. And also if you've got altered gut bacteria. So if you have candida or yeast infection in your gut, those bacteria love sugar. And so they will send a signal to the brain. This is why we call it the gut-brain connection. They'll send a signal to the brain to make you crave sugar or carbohydrates. So you can crave carbs for 2 reasons, and those are the 2 reasons. Let's see. So yeah, Peaceful Penguin. I know it sucks to feel sick, and then of course, yeah, when you're wanting to get work done like that. Lisa D says, I had a can of Coke the other night, but the last 2 evenings I didn't buy myself a giant Snickers bar on my house. Oh yeah. Okay, so great point on that is that, this is where I'm like, okay, people are confused about where do I start with nutrition. And that's where I'm like, well, if you don't know what you should be doing, you definitely know what you shouldn't be doing. So obviously you know that Coke and Snickers bars are a great place to start. And then, but then if you're having those cravings, those like, they just grab you and you can't break it. Now now this becomes like, okay, sometimes what'll happen is like, I'll just detox somebody and I put them on a detox, and within 2 to 3 days, cravings are gone because we're wiping out all of that bad bacteria. So that can be one way to do it. or if you're really, if you think you are really, really have some really solid willpower, or mind over matter, and you're able to get yourself through it, maybe you get up and you take a walk, you do something to distract yourself away from that craving. Drink some water, just get out of the house, go get some fresh air or something, walk around the garden. But there's definitely, ways to get out and away from the craving, move your body. So let's see. Yes, we hope you get well soon, Peaceful Penguin, because it is planting season for sure. But thanks for being on here. I appreciate that. So Lisa D says, I used to drink 3 cans of Coke Pop a day. Now maybe I have 1 every week or 2. Yeah, so, that's the way to start it, and, just work your way down from there. So congratulations, because giving up pop is a big freaking deal for people. So I'm very proud of you. Because a lot of people will not, they're like, I'm not giving up my pop. So good for you. The thing is too with soda consumption, soda has a lot of phosphorus in it. And when phosphorus goes high, so phosphorus and calcium like to be in balance. So when phosphorus goes high, your body needs to find calcium to balance it out. And so it will start leaching out from the bones. And this is where then it'll settle out and it'll precipitate into kidney stones, right? So kidney stones, gout. Typically, if you've got those situations going on, your phosphorus levels are too high. You don't have enough high quality. If you can lower the phosphorus and bring in high quality calcium. I also, I did a podcast on magnesium. Next one I'm going to do is with calcium. So, because it'll be the same thing, calcium, gallstones. Yes, Lisa, thank you. So any kind of stone, if you think stone formation, it's typically, phosphorus is too high, and it has to find calcium to balance it out. And so it's going to pull it, and it's going to precipitate out into different places. So, so you want to start to think about, how can I increase high quality, so calcium hydroxyapatite, that's the best form of calcium that you want to be taking. If you're taking calcium carbonate, that's a really cheap form of calcium, and it's basically like chalk. It doesn't absorb, super cheap. You don't want to take any products that have that in it. So, oh my gosh, so Peaceful Penguin says, we put a boiled egg in Coke in science class and it totally dissolved in 24 hours. I'm totally doing that. That is the best video idea. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Yeah, it takes rust off of car engine. And they also say they use it for to get blood off the road, right? Police keep it to get blood off the road. Sorry, I'm like, I keep feeling like I have a bug on me. Okay, so yeah, that's crazy. So you have pop in your house 24/7, Lisa? Oh my gosh, good for you. That's some serious willpower. Good job. Yeah. Pours out soda. Yeah. Oh damn, maybe once a month now instead. Yeah, there you go. I know. Yeah, think about what is it doing to the inside of your body. Isn't that crazy? I mean, our bodies are pretty darn resilient when you think about the stuff that we put into them. Oh, sorry, boy. All right, you guys want to see the garden? I'm gonna go get the get the shrub. And because some of you were on here Friday when I put the shrub. So hold on, let me go grab it. Okay, so got the shrub. Let's see. She's got great puppies sticks to his yard. He's got a electric fence. Yeah, And he also has his training collar on, so we did some really good training. But yeah, it took a while because he was running through his electric fence. But yeah, see, I don't do that now. Where'd your ball go? Go get your ball. Okay, so for everyone who was on, and I did take video, but I have to edit it, and so you'll see. All right, so this is the shrub, and what I did for anybody who wasn't here Friday night was I took lilacs and I put them. Look at how beautiful this is. Can you see that color? I took lilacs and I put them in a pot with blueberries and, oh my God, the scent on here, blueberries and fresh local honey and some lemon, some fresh lemon. And I put it on a low boil. I wanted to keep it tasting fresh. Oh my God, it's like, the smell is amazing. So, but the goal is to make a shrub, and I basically made a jam. So, and the shrub is drinking vinegar. And this is so thick, I have no shot of running this through a sieve to get the lilac flowers out. So, so I think what I'm gonna do, I'll add the vinegar and that'll, get some more liquid in there. And then I think I could probably run it through a sieve and get the liquid. So, but oh my gosh, it is like, it's crazy. It's really good. I mean, it's edible just like that. Put it on toast, I guess. Okay, so you're like, let me see. What'd you say? Yeah, no, Brad swears by garlic, cloves, and honey. Who's Brad? And garlic, cloves, and honey for, garlic's great for gut health, inflammation. I love honey. So are we talking garlic and honey together? Is that what we're doing? Oh, Brad the bird guy. Got it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So Howie's friend. Yeah. How funny is that, Lisa, that you live here and we're both connected with Howie. It's such a small freaking world. You met me at Brad's. Okay. Got it. Yeah. No, I met you at Brad's, but you live here. It's just weird. It's just a small world. I love it. Yeah, so he swears by garlic and honey. I haven't heard him say that. But yeah, interesting. Okay. I love Howie too. I know he's such a genuine human, and he's so knowledgeable. My God, that guy is like a wealth of information, isn't he? Okay, so let me see if I can turn the camera. Oh, I can, good. Okay, so there's what I did. I'll show you what I have here. He is a wonderful teacher, I know. He's just inspiring, isn't he? And he's so kind. He's incredibly kind. What do I have here? Oh, this is yellow squash. And now, before I tell you what's in here, my hand trowel is somewhere in here. I lost it. I have no idea what I did with it. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate that. You're from, yes, Peaceful Penguin. I know I met you through Howie too. We were just saying that Lisa D though lives 30 minutes from me. We met over on Brad's channel. So how amazing is that? Okay, this is yellow squash here. Now I'm going to get in here and I'm going to put up some really cool trellises, but I wanted to get these in the ground for now. This is, now I forgot. Oh, these are cucumbers. Okay, this is cucumbers. Leave the china. I know. I went through there. I'm like, where's my hand trowel? And then I thought, oh, I have another one. But could I find the other one? No, I couldn't. These are collard greens. Now, I love to grow collard greens because you can use collard greens as a wrap. Instead of a bread wrap sandwich. Collard greens make an amazing wrap for a sandwich. Yeah, same with cucumbers. Cucumbers for wrap, or the cucumbers inside the sandwich would clarify that one. And then there's some, I think that's that, oh, that's cauliflower, right? Yeah, so that's cauliflower there. And this is all different kinds of peppers. So, no, those aren't peppers. What is that? Oh, these are pickling cucumbers. So those down there are long seedless cucumbers. And then these are pickling cucumbers. And then these are all kinds of peppers. I don't know which one's which. I have yellow bell pepper. I have pimento peppers. If you haven't had a pimento pepper, you know, the kind that's inside of a green olive, fresh pimento pepper, they are amazing. They are sweet like candy. They brighten up any dish. They're a deep red. They're wonderful. These are more peppers. These are poblanos. Excuse me, boy. What are you doing? So these are poblanos. I really overdid it on the poblanos, but I love a good poblano too. You can roast those. And then in here, I have my tomatoes, and found these are fancy tomato sticks, and you wrap the tomato around the stick as that grows. Worked really well last year, so we're gonna try that again. Just have to keep up with pruning. And then in the front, this is eggplant. And I'm looking, there's a specific type of eggplant that I like. It's a light purple with some kind of white stripes on it that's really, really excellent. And then, then we're back at the yellow squash. So, and I think I showed you, I have all the flowers over here. I also have curry. I'm gonna grow some curry. And that's curry. It looks a lot like rosemary, but it smells exactly like curry. And then that is white sage, which is used for smudging. Now these are tomatoes. I bought them at the nursery, and I am not going to plant those in the garden because they already have some kind of fungus on them. So not real happy about that. But I have basil and more peppers here that have to go in. And that's why I have to expand the garden. And the marigold, look at these daisies. Aren't those gorgeous? And then I'm going to put those in pots with the black petunias and these petunias over here. I mean, that color is just so juicy. And then coleus is just so beautiful as well. So this is the game changer for your critters. So marigolds in general are really good to line your garden with. But though the big giant ones, I just call them big giant stinky marigolds because they are skunky smelling, and I put them in every year. Everybody is always like, how do you manage the critters, the chipmunks, the rabbits? I'm like, big stinky marigolds. That's what you got to use. So they're hard to find though. I think they're called like snowball marigolds, but yeah, they can be hard to find. And there's only one nursery around here that I know that has them. So I make sure I go early. In fact, I went last week because if you don't get them early, you won't get them. And then I have here, this is chamomile. So I'll put that in the ground, and then I'll harvest the flowers off of that. And I have some dinner plate dahlias over here that are not coming up. So, it's all the things, but I'll keep you guys posted for sure. And, I'll leave you with this last thought is that we're always talking health and wellness and talking about food and, changing food habits and eating healthy. And one of the biggest things when it comes to your health and your mental health is doing things that bring you joy. This is all mindset stuff. So if you're not doing anything that brings you joy, or if you don't do enough of it, or if you feel like you're neglecting yourself and you're like, oh, I can't take care of myself because I have to take care of everybody else, or maybe a lot of women have guilt over doing things for themselves. So just remember, you have to put the oxygen mask on first before you help anybody else. So Go find something that brings you joy, because it changes how your brain functions. And when you create happy messages in your brain, it will actually create happy messages throughout the body and promote health and wellness. So, I definitely wanted to make sure that I left you with that, because all this gardening and everything, yes, absolutely truth. Truth, Lisa. So, you said you had rabbits living in your carrot patch a few years. That sounds like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Um, so, but all of this is, we come into this time of year, and this brings me joy. It just makes me so happy. So, I wish that all of you, my wish for all of you is to be able to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, not just your body and your nutrition, but your mind as well, and your heart. This is, when you're out here and the sun is shining, and you just do, and to see all the colors, right? The colors just fill me with joy. And then in the summertime, my flower beds just gonna sit out here, and I'm going to look at it, and I'm just gonna take it all in. So do things that bring you joy. Okay, I'll leave you with that thought. Thank you, Lisa D. It was great spending time with you. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. And again, if you love this channel, please share it with others and get them on here. I'm only 5 away from 600 subscribers right now. As a reminder, I only started in late October with my YouTube channel, and I had 15 subscribers. So thank you all for being here. And I appreciate all your kind feedback and your kind words. I love it, because that is my purpose, is to hope that I can help inspire some people out there to live a healthier life. So Peaceful Penguin says, may all beings experience peace and love in abundance. I love that. I love it. Thank you so much. And on that note, I think that's a beautiful note to end on. So Peaceful Penguin, please take care of yourself and get yourself well. And we will see you all soon. Have an amazing week. We'll see you next week, if not sooner. I did go rogue and I went live earlier this week just because I was feeling uninspired. So I just went live. All right. We'll see you guys soon. All right. Take care. Have an amazing week. See ya. Bye. Mwah. If I can get off. There we go.